From disappearing islands to unusually large fluctuations in temperatures around the globe, climate change impacts millions of people daily. It is arguably one of the most pressing issues we are and will continue to face in our lifetime if nothing is done to combat it. An incessant demand for resources by a burgeoning population is putting tremendous pressure on our planet's biodiversity, threatening our future welfare and ultimately raising global temperatures. Climate change lingers on as one of the biggest challenges faced by the world today. In recent years, the Singapore government has placed more emphasis on reducing Singapore's carbon emissions. This has led to the introduction of the Singapore Green Plan 2030 in 2021. Such goals for a more sustainable Singapore include using 15% less energy in HDB towns by 2030, planting 1 million more trees and producing 30% of Singapore's nutritional needs by 2030 locally. As such, Singapore has seen an increase in greenery present in public housing estates. It is not uncommon to see HDB estates covered in greenery and eco-friendly solar panels. Some HDB estates even have a community garden where residents can plant their own plant to share with their neighbours. Singapore is commonly referred to as the Garden City. However, despite there being no shortage of greenery in Singapore, in order to achieve our goal of net zero carbon emissions, 1 million more trees have to be planted. Some schools have also taken initiatives to combat climate change by planting more plants and even growing vegetables. A hurdle for climate change adaptation and mitigation in agriculture is producing more food more efficiently under more capricious cultivation conditions, while simultaneously achieving net reductions in greenhouse gas emissions from food production and marketing. Henceforth, another goal of the Singapore Green Plan is to increase the amount of locally produced food in Singapore. Such locally produced food include vegetables, herbs, fish, and eggs. Producing foods locally not only allows Singapore to use technology to greatly reduce the amount of carbon dioxide released into the environment, but also to reduce the distance travelled by food items. When food items are brought into Singapore from other countries, transport vehicles such as trucks, planes, and ships are needed. Reducing the travel distance would in turn reduce the number of fossil fuels and carbon dioxide released into the environment, leading to an overall reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Climate change is a very real issue that we are facing. Working together as a global community to reduce our negative impact on the environment is the only solution. Together, we can fight climate change.